Alright guys, so we're going to go for a little ride today to this little town called Herminie. I've never been there. But like, you know, I always look on these maps, right, for these little... It's actually not that far, but I saw it on the map. It's the opposite direction, like say I was going to go to the trails, you know, those bike trails. So you would, the turn to the bike trail, you would just keep going straight. So that's what we're going to do. So supposedly they have this great diner and great bakery there. So I'm just going to go check it out. It's Sunday morning. The diner's probably open, but the bakery's probably not open yet. But we're going to drive over there and check it out to see, you know, how far it is. Because, you know, my old lady, she'd be loving some bakeries, okay? So... All right, off to Herminie. Off to Herminie we go. The back, you know, the main drive oil, and then the, you know, the gear oil in the back, and then the engine oil. Okay, so we made it to Route 30. We're on a roll. No, I think I have to turn on Clay Pike. I think that's the street that leads to Herminie. Now that should be up here a little bit. Maybe one light past this one. I've been on it before, but I don't know where it comes in off the center highway thing. I think this is it right here. Yeah, that's it right there. I see the sign. It says Clay Pike right there. Okay. I can't recall ever being over this way, to be honest. I thought that was wet. It was a steel plate. Okay, I've been this way before, that light we just passed. I used to turn right there all the time to go to this little lake right here. There's a little park coming up. And I always went to this park right here. there's the park right there, Indian Lake Park. Okay, right here we would turn right to go on this Mars Hill. That would be to go to the bike trails. Right down that way, about 5 miles. But so anything past here I've never been on. Whoa. Look at this crib. Wow. That looks nice. Oh, they got their own private lake over here. Wow. There's a farm service. Okay, so there's like a little farmer's market stand right there. Actually, I think we're almost here. There's that Sunoco gas station. I saw it on the map. It's a little bit before the diner. So actually, it wasn't that long of a ride. I only went 6 miles. Okay, I guess this must be Herminie coming up. There's a Dairy Queen, or an arrow for a Dairy Queen. Herminie, there's the sign right there. there. I don't know where anything is here. I am going to go straight for right now. There's a Fox's Pizza Den. The mighty Herminie. Oh yes, indeed, Dollar General. Gotta have one of those. I think this is the end down here at the stop sign. The end of Herminie. Yeah, there's the post office. There's the Trump sign, of course. You're gonna see that out here. Okay, so here's 4th Street. So I'm gonna go back there and turn on that other street. Gotta have your dollar store, okay? Because I haven't found the diner yet. The diner and the bakery. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we got the grand tour of Herminie, except for this one turn up here. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be right here. Right on this street. That's gonna be my guess. It's right down there. There's a fire hall. There's the auto parts store. There's the gyros. There's the Herminie Diner right there. Yeah, okay. I see it. There's the bar. Whatever the bar is. The bar is whatever they say it is, right? Okay. There's your Orthodox church over there. Everybody looks like they're heading off to the diner. I'll just come over here and get a thumbnail from at the Herminie Fire Hall. I still don't see the bakery, but I'm sure it's over there somewhere. I must have just missed it. Because suppose it's got really good reviews in the bakery, so I'm sure it's over there. So yeah, that's it. Herminie. Nice little town. Okay, so guys, anybody out there wanting to get one of these PCX 125s, let me tell you about these things. Really shine on this road that I just rode on. In this 35 to 50 is where this bike really runs great. That's its strong suit right there. The handling on this thing is better than you know, like a Bergman, or it's about the same as the Piaggio because they both have that 16-inch tires or whatever. But the handling on the curves, on the corners on this thing is great. These kind of windy roads are where this thing really is the best. Yeah, this thing, it's, you know, it handles the corners and everything way better than, like, say, a Bergman, because the Bergman bottoms out a lot because of it sits so low, you know. So it doesn't handle, you can't go down as low in the corner. You know, the Bergman is, you know, like a touring bike. You know, it's great. I mean, it does fine in the city, but it's really made to get out there on the highways and the turnpikes and those kind of roads, go do trips and stuff, you know, 2-3 hour rides, stuff like that. Where this thing is like an urban type of bike, and then for these little country roads, these low speed limit ones, you know, where you got like 50 mile an hour speed limits, you know. This thing runs fine at 50 miles an hour. It's just when you start getting above 50, you know, you can feel it's straining, you know. I mean, it'll go 65, don't get me wrong. It'll go 65. But, I mean, you're winding that motor, it's crying, okay? 50, it'll cruise all day, 50 miles an hour, no problem. I wouldn't go, you know, taking it 55, 60 miles an hour all day for hours extended. I wouldn't do it. That's not made for that. It'll do it, but it's really not made for it. I might run down here to 993 and find out what the story is with the closure of the road. It was supposed to close today. You know, my lifeline, so I'm gonna shoot down there and check it out. Yeah, let me shoot over here real quick. So far we've went 13 miles. Let me shoot over here and find out what the story is with this road closure. Well, obviously the road's not closed. I see people coming up out of there. There's one of the signs, they got it covered. Okay, so this bridge will be closed next week. So they're doing, so it's only for a week, which means 3 months. So they must be having to do some shoring up of something under there. Okay, so it's just the bridge. Okay, the way they made it sound like the whole damn Route 993 was closed, which is not the case. Okay, but the thing is, I can go and get on down here at Larimer. So, yeah, that road coming down Larimer will be quite busy. Okay, so at least I know what's going on. It's not that big a deal. All right, guys, that's it. Okay, a trip to Herminie, okay? The mighty Herminie. I'll talk to you later, guys. Have a nice day. 14.67 miles. Okay.